Hey, what's going on? It's Rick here, and I've got the Half Shell. This is by STM, and it's for your iPad 2 or your third generation iPad. And when I first got this, I looked right here where it says iPad on the Half Shell, and maybe it's just the way my mind works, but the first thing I thought of was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You guys remember this? Turtles in the Half Shell, Turtle Power. So it has no relevance whatsoever to this review, but I just thought of that and it seemed kind of humorous to me and also kind of cool. So Turtle Power, onward we go. This again is the Half Shell. It's by STM. It comes in two different colors. You've got it in black, which I've got right here. And then there's also a clear version. And when I say clear, I'm talking about the polycarbonate shell area right around here that's clear. And then the brushed aluminum, which makes this case different than the other half shells that are out there that we've seen, is a brushed silver color. So that's kind of your color variance there. A couple of things that they talk about on the package here. I'm not going to read each bullet, but they talk about it being lightweight and ultra thin. I would agree that it is ultra thin and it is lightweight. It's not ultra lightweight. So if you compare this to some of the other just polycarbonate shells out there, those are going to be a little bit lighter than this one. And I presume because it's got this brushed aluminum to it. The other thing is they talk about it keeping your iPad cooler to the touch. Don't misunderstand that statement. It doesn't mean it's keeping your iPad cooler. It just means that because this is brushed aluminum back there, this feels cooler to the touch. So that's what we're talking about here. Again, this is the STM Half Shell, and I've got it in black. Before I put the iPad in this shell, I want to flip it around and show you the inside because it does have a nice microfiber material here that is going to keep your iPad protected. You don't have to worry about scratches or anything like that. And if we open this up, my iPad that is, I've already got a leather black smart cover. Thus the reason I went with the black. I thought it'd match nicely, and it does. You are going to align this in this corner first. And the reason why we're going to do that is because this does have a locking mechanism built in right here for your smart cover. So it actually locks it in place so it does not come detached by accident and fall or whatever it might do. So you can see I snapped each corner in place and then I closed this thing up just like that. You're going to take a look right here and you'll notice that I could slide this and realign it if I want just a bit, but this whole area is already cinched into place. So I just kind of go back around, make sure everything is really tightly cinched in, and we are. So this is what it looks like up close. Here is your dock area. It is nice and wide, so you really shouldn't have much of a problem using anything like a camera connector kit or things like that. And here's your speaker. So it is covered, which is really nice because it adds an extra layer of protection, but the way that it's covered is through perforated holes that match up with the speaker on the iPad, so you don't have to worry about any sound distortion or anything like that. It works out really well. As we look along the side, you've got your cutout for all of your buttons, your camera, and everything like that. Here's your microphone, completely accessible. Headphone jack should work, I would venture to say, with almost anything out there unless you've got a really big, oversized headphone plug. Then that might be an issue for you. There's a little bit of light of day here, and that's so this can open up and flip around. And then here's the brushed aluminum. So let's go ahead and take a look at it up close, and you're going to see that it will show some fingerprints. Again, this is black. If you get the clear, which is the clear on the polycarbonate area here, this black area is going to be a brushed aluminum silver. I like this because notice it's got kind of this edge to it that is silver in its own right, and it just adds a little bit of, I don't know, kind of a shininess to it, and catches the light and looks really nice. You can wipe this down and get rid of any of the fingerprints that appear there, and there's your STM branding right there, as well as their website branding right up here along the top, which is really not noticeable at all. This is kind of cool to the touch, although it is kind of slippery. So some of you guys are going to hate that. Some of you guys won't really care. I'm of the camp that I don't really care. It's not a big deal for me. It never feels like it's going to fall out of my hand, but it is a little bit more slick back here. And the other thing to mention about this is depending on how you're going to use this. So, you know, I use this. This is an STM bag. I throw my iPad in there, and it works really well. But if you're throwing this in a backpack or something with other things such as keys, this is probably going to get scratched up over time. So that's something that could be an issue for you. When we open this up, this is what it looks like. It just cinches in all around the corners. Time's only going to tell if this thing cracks in the corners. I'm not sure if it will or if it won't, so I'll have to report back on that. But my hopes are up that it won't, because this is a nice one. And you can see how this is covering, so that if you do one of these things and shake it, shake it, shake it, it's not falling, it's not detaching, and that's really nice. However, there's no magnetic strip back here, so some of you are not going to like the fact that it does that, but you know, you, I guess, can't have your cake and eat it too, or maybe you can. Maybe there's a case out there that has both the locking mechanism and the magnetic strip, but I haven't seen it yet. So that's it, really. It is a really nice case, I would say. I mentioned that it's going to add a little bit of weight more than some of the other shells out there because of that brushed aluminum. I will also mention one other thing. Right here, take a look at this. You can see it sits pretty flush where your smart cover is and where that kind of locking mechanism is for the smart cover to prevent it from detaching. So what that means is I found that if you just kind of close this up, sometimes you hear a little bit of creaking and it kind of rubs up against the smart cover. Now, you know, I don't think that's going to create an issue over time, but what I found you can do is just simply give it a little bit of a tug and close it just like that, and you don't really run into issues. So I don't even know if that's worth calling out, but I want to be really thorough here. So there it is. So overall, I'm going to give the Half Shell by STM a 4 out of 5. It is a unique design, a little bit different than what we've seen before with this brushed aluminum back. It adds a little bit of weight, so that's could be a potential con for some of you. And like I said, if that rubbing kind of concerns you right here, you do have to give it a little bit of tug to close it, but nothing too major there. The pros on it is it looks absolutely gorgeous. It has a covered speaker area here, which is really nice as well. And at least in my case, the black with the black smart cover looks really, really nice. So that is the STM Half Shell. It's available now. If you guys have questions, comments, or feedback, as always, please feel free to let me know. Otherwise, take care, everybody, and have fun.